Hi, welcome Leo. It's Meredith. I am here with the monthly message for April 2020. We are using the same format we have the past couple of months. Your first row is Lightseer's Tarot, and this row is all about what's now for Leo. Your second row is Modern Witch Tarot, and this is about what's in development, what's becoming for Leo. And then your third row is Bonefire Tarot, and it's all about how the top two rows are influencing your long-term happiness, satisfaction, and fulfillment through the month of April 2020. Before we get started, as always, I encourage you to watch your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. And for those of you who don't know what that's about, you can plug in your date, time, and place of birth into any astrology calculator out there on the internet. I happen to use Cafe Astrology myself. It's in depth. I like it. And you can find out where your signs are. So you'd want to know, obviously you know your sun sign, but your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign. These have a great influence on your primary flowing energies that you are going to feel most succinctly through the month. So check that out. And let's get started with your reading. So top row, again, what's now for Leo? First card is Wheel of Fortune. Excellent card. I love this card. It's number 10 in the Major Arcana. Here's a good look at it for you. And I call this card the Divine Delivery System. This is what the universe is putting on your foundation. This is what's flowing in for you. The card is upright. I rarely have reversals in my readings anyway. So this is the Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. And this has a lot to do with karmic energy. So what you have put in energetically, what you have invested, and how that's coming back to you on a return, so to speak, with the Wheel of Fortune, with the blessing of the universe on it, which is usually got some level of a wow factor to it. So anyway, Wheel of Fortune turning in your favor. First card out in the reading, and you know that the universe is on your side working with you in your manifestations. Second card, and delivering, by the way. The High Priestess. Beautiful. This is a gorgeous deck. I've just gotten it. I've seen other readers using it, and at first I wasn't sure about it at all. It looked a little too modern for me. I'm all about the vintage, but this is really something else. So anyway, High Priestess, second card. And look how well she's done. You know, usually we see her sitting on a throne in between two pillars, and she's, you know, at the opening to the portal of all things oracle, right? And the High Priestess doesn't ever give us the answer. She points in a direction. She may look in a direction too and not say anything, but you're compelled to turn your gaze in the same direction. And here in this deck, look at her channeling energy. It's really gorgeous. And rather than a black pillar and a white pillar, we have, you know, an essence of energy flowing in this beautiful pink magenta, very heart-centered. This is a card about going within the self, listening to your intuition. At this time in the daily readings, we have had that message on repetition now for about 3 weeks, listening to our intuition, getting more information, paying attention to our guides and angels, looking for signs, looking for symbols. And this is a card, I feel, of confirmation for you, Leo, that you are in the divine flow. And you're really paying attention to what you're channeling intuitively at this time. Not only that, there's motion and momentum here with the Wheel of Fortune. So there's motion and momentum within your intuitive gifts, how you perceive your intuitive gifts. You're in a great flow, you're listening. And my feeling is you're taking action, Leo. You're a sign that does take action. It's really hard to stop a Leo once they get going. And that's the feel here. For a while, as you know, in the monthly readings, we've seen you through the fall come, well, actually, let me back it up a little further. Since July of 2019, perhaps even a little bit longer than that, but that's as far as I'm willing to go back at this point. The eclipse season in July 2019 into August 2019 had Leo kind of sitting on the bench, taking themselves out of the action for a while. A rare thing for a Leo to do. However, when they do it, they really are like the lion sitting there in the tall grass looking at the landscape. And they're gathering data. They're gathering information. They've gone within to a very zen and quiet space. And we saw that for a number of months in 2019. And then, as we came into Scorpio season in November when we had, October, November, when we had a retrograde and all the other planets were in Scorpio, and it was the time of Scorpio's sun as well, Leo started to stir. Leo started to rouse themselves, and they were back in the action again. And this is the feeling that's here. You've been paying attention to your intuition. You've been following that guidance. Whatever you've been channeling from your natural intuitive gift, whatever your guides and angels have been delivering to you, reading the signs, the symbols, as you do that, you've been gaining momentum because those signs have been paying off big for you. Coming with this, yeah, look at this, 10 of Cups. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You might have gone still and quiet for a while, Leo, and in recent months, you've also had a message of not only have you come off the bench, but you're no longer settling for less. You're all about quality, and you're all about the caliber of high vibe energy within your relationships. And if it is not reciprocated, Leo's not giving it any time. So there was also a message in recent readings, monthly readings, of Leo turning the switch. It's a little habit of Leo's that when they're done, they're done. They don't make an announcement. They don't send out a memo. They don't send you a text or an email. They just go. And they slip away kind of silently. And then pretty soon everybody's like, whoa, where's Leo? Well, Leo's over here pursuing their 10 of Cups. They've gone within, they stayed within for a while, and they've been in deep contemplation, meditation, manifestation with the divine all that is for creating exactly the kind of lifestyle they want to be celebrating on their foundation, which is a 10 of Cups. 10s are all about fulfillment. This is one of the happiest 10s in tarot. It's love and bliss. I mean, you weave in all the stuff from the 4 of Wands and the Sun in tarot. It comes together here in the 10 of Cups. And this is where Leo's vibing at. This is their jive right now. And, congratulations to you. That's awesome. Because Leos don't settle for less well. And those that have put an end to it rather abruptly even. And it's good for them. It's healthy for them. And then your next card, look at this. 9 of Cups. A dream comes true, a wish fulfilled. And it's more than just a dream coming true, and it's more than just a whimsical wish being fulfilled. You, Leo, have had to put a lot of energy investment into that and a lot of life experience effort into it. And it's worthwhile because you have the 9 and the 10 of Cups in your top row, and this is what's now. In spite of what you're experiencing, what's going on in the global environment, what's going on in your town, your state, your country, whatever, Leo is still celebrating this really, really well. And as a matter of fact, recent events may be fueling this fire for you even a little bit more because Leos are all heart. They love the simple things. They will celebrate the simple things magnanimously, gregariously. They can turn a simple thing into a fantastic thing in no time flat. But it is the simple things in life that you are deeply in appreciation for, and that feels like a dream come true for you. Next row of cards, Modern Witch Tarot. This is all about what's becoming, what's in development for you. First set of cards, 3 of Cups. Yes, there you are. You're celebrating. These are the ladies from Justice, Temperance, and Strength on this card. And they are, as a matter of fact, in celebration for what's going on here with your 9 and your 10. This is exactly the kind of energy that you will find a Leo engaging in, even when they're by themselves. They know how to have a good time. And there's a lot of energy on offer within the atmosphere for you to tap at this time. Your intuition is heightened, it's high, and you're following it, you're listening to it. And as a result, again, here in repetition, we're celebrating your 9 and 10 of Cups. And we're seriously celebrating it here on the 3. The 3 of Cups is a card of, if you think consecutively how tarot flows, right before the 3 of Cups, quite obviously, you have the 2 of Cups. So that's 2 coming together and making an offer to one another. And then that offer becomes the 3rd thing. Okay? So take this where it's relevant to you in your world, whether it's in the realm of relationship, how you are of service, connections to your soul tribe, connection to your own self relationship. The 3 of Cups is the joining together of energies and then making a new energy from that. And it's something worth celebrating. I also hear this was worth the wait. I don't like to use the word wait at all. It's worth the allowing. That's how I would prefer to say it. So it's worth all the time that you took yourself out of the action. It's worth all the time that you spent in solitude, deliberate solitude, and got in touch with some of the more shadowy energies that needed some love and some compassion and harmony, because it has created this scenario for you. Coming with the 3 of Cups, look at this. Yes! 10 of Cups again. Woohoo! We don't have to repeat that. There's confirmation and evidence for you there, though, of what we're talking about up here in this row. And I love how the 10 of Cups flows into the 9 of Cups, flows into the 3, and then back to the 10. This is something that you are making a reality. So you've let go of some stuff that was holding you down, that was having you feeling even a little bit trapped, or as if, oh, I hear it, is anything ever going to change? Is it always just going to be like this? Yeah, you had to overcome that, and that's where you went after eclipse season, was into the realm of overcoming that kind of energy, knowing that you had to bring a better vibe to it, and you channeled it into your life. You used what the universe had to offer you in eclipse season, and you began to focus it into a 10 of Cups, 9 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 10 of Cups type of situation. Beautiful work. Excellent energy investment in you. Next set of cards. Here we go again. She's back, the High Priestess. Don't you love the flow of how this is going? So you're doing this in repetition. You're on repeat with it. So I wouldn't be surprised if we turned over the 8 of Pentacles, which has the message of keep doing what you're doing because it's working for you. This is evidence of that. Even if we don't see the card, doesn't matter. This is you discovering that this new vibe, this new jive you got going on, Leo, is one worth continuing to celebrate and allow for. It's brought you greater ease, contentment, grace within all of your connections, and you have the High Priestess right underneath the High Priestess. That's a double dose of her. It's a big deal. So keep the intuition dial turned way up. Continue listening to and following that momentum as it is gifted to you off the wheel from the Divine All That Is. Coming with the High Priestess is 7 of Wands. I love this card. Recently, I have been challenging the 7s in tarot. As a tarot reader, I want to know more. It's a question I ask often when I look at cards. What have I not considered? What do you want to teach me? And one of the things that the 7 of Wands is teaching me is that this card is traditionally pigeonholed as some sort of defensive posture. And you can see it there in how the card is artistically presented to us. We have this one person holding the Ace of Wands and appearing to fend off 6 other wands. Now, what the 7 has been teaching me is to consider the 6 of Wands, because there are 6 wands here. 6 of Wands is all about victory and success. So are you defending against that? Are you not allowing your own victory and success? Have you taken a defensive posture in some way? I can certainly see a Leo saying, heck no, I'm not settling for less anymore. And look, I'm going to hold this wand here. And if each one of these are lesser wands, you're out, you're gone, you're not passing. You're not coming across this line, this boundary I've set. I can see that. However, I do feel that if we allow what's on these 6 wands to flow, rather than to push back or have defense of, there are even greater gifts. Now this card is paired with the High Priestess, so there is an intuitive gift there. So the invitation in this pairing of cards is to open up your intuitiveness, expand it even more, and see what comes. Now the suit of wands is all fire, creation, passion, it's chemistry with the world at large, and the suit itself is fiery, and you are a fire sign. So consider this. Consider just what we were talking about. Expand your intuition even more. If it has brought you all of this wonder and beauty, what more does it have to give you? Consider setting down that wand and allowing. Okay, then we have the 6 of Swords. Yes, this is movement, and the suit of Swords is all about words and thoughts. And the 6 of Swords in particular is a harmony and a balance. 6s are harmony and balance in tarot for me. So there is a harmonization and a balance that you have come to. And it is moving on from less than desirable circumstances to much more desirable circumstances, much more fulfilling situations and circumstances, which again brings us back to Leos don't like to settle for less. Nobody likes to settle for less. Leos just look really uncomfortable when they're doing it. So, you know, some of the shadow here that you can witness in the High Priestess, you having the bravery, the courage to take a look at those things, has moved you along into new energy. You've got evidence of it all through the reading so far. Next set of cards. Beautiful. I love that we go to the 10 of Swords, because the 10 of Swords, it's called the Fallen Master. It's the Ace of Swords to the power of 10. You've gotten to the heart of the matter in several arenas in your world, in your life experience. And it's now time for you to graduate and move on. 10s, again, are all about fulfillment, completion, wholeness, so on. And you're moving from one phase of life to another phase of life. So the Fallen Master, the Master gets up and walks toward the horizon and has taken with him or her the collective experience, the best of it all, taken it with them and moved on to the horizon for what's next, right? And coming with, look at that, beautifully. Well, you're not just headed toward a new horizon, you're on your own chariot, motorcycle. And you're going there without hesitation. It is dynamic energy in motion, in movement. Now, the 2 Sphinxes here are still on the card, and the person on the motorcycle hasn't exactly taken off yet. So what this says is you, Leo, are savoring this moment. You are integrating this moment. You don't have to peel out. You really don't. It's that if we go back to talking about that switch that Leo does where they're like, okay, I'm done, I'm out. You haven't rushed out the door. You have quietly, in a very collected, spiritually centered, grounded way, decided, I feel complete, and I'm going to move on, and I'm going to savor this moment and cherish the energy investment that I've put into it, because look what it has created. This is what's inside of me. This is what I now have to offer every other experience in my life. So the journey is so worth it. The savoring is so worth it. All right, your last row of cards is all about how the top 2 rows influence your long-term happiness, satisfaction, and fulfillment through the month of April. We're using Bonefire Tarot, and your first card is the 5 of Cups. Yeah, I'm not surprised to see this card at all. This is exactly what has had you moving on. It shows you making great decisions. You've thought about this a great deal, and you have felt about this a great deal as well. Now, the Five of Cups is considered a card that looks rather sad, we'll say. And I don't feel this for you, Leo. You've been here. You know what this is. And this is exactly what you have appreciation for, and this is exactly what you have come into harmony with in the High Priestess by listening to your intuition. You know what you had to let go of. You had 3 cups spill, and those were, like the Ten of Swords, challenging life experiences, but they brought you brilliant clarity. They brought you everlasting strength, and they brought you the fortitude required to move on. So I don't see you, Leo, being sad like you see this gent on the card. That was then. Go back to eclipse season and all the spiritual journey work you've done since then. And this is now. This is now you celebrating the joy of bringing loving compassion and kindness to your own self to create this Ten of Cups super intuitive life experience that you see unfolding in the cards for you. Next card, Hermit. Yes. This card, this is all about your journey, your quest, and that's where you came from on the Five of Cups. The Hermit is a card, so many say this is a card about loneliness, solitude, going it alone. Again, I don't feel that here. I challenge that because the core meaning of the Hermit is a quest beckons. You're already on your motorcycle. You've already journeyed on the momentum of this wheel through all of this type of energy and made your Ten of Cups twice over. So that's the equivalent of the Ace of Cups to the power of 20. Think about that for a minute. So you've gone on a quest, an inner journey, and it has given you enlightenment and illumination. And it's that enlightenment and illumination that has you celebrating here on the 3 all that you have accomplished so far. So what this is the reward of your energetic investment in your own self by trimming the fat, so to speak, in your life of places where you were just volunteering, donating, and giving your energy where there was no reciprocation. Now, you weren't in it to get it. You weren't giving to get. You're natural givers. I say this to you a lot, Leo. And you don't do things so you can just get something else out of it. It's a pure of heart thing for you. But when you recognize that you are giving to avoid, that's when you hop on the motorcycle and you're like, I'm out. Thanks for the ride so far. I appreciate it. I'm going to savor these experiences and choose really well for myself. That's the quest you've been on. That's the enlightenment. That's the illumination. Next, you have the Lovers. Yeah. For some of you, this is coming into much greater relationship, a much more spiritually conscious relationship with your own self. Your divine masculine, your divine feminine is in great harmony within your own heart space, which now upgrades the frequency between you and all those in relationship with you at this time. Your friends, your family, your beloved. Because of you doing this kind of journey work within your own self, you make all these other relationships even more beautiful and worth savoring and celebrating. Coming with, oh wait, I want to go on here. This card is about a choice too. The Lovers was at one time just called the Choice. I do believe in this card as a message of connection between yourself first, self-relationship, but I also do believe in this card as a connection to you and the one you love. And my feeling here is that you've come out of prior relationship on your 5, and you have a very keen awareness for what was catalyst for breakdown and dissolving of other prior beloved relationship, and you in no way are committed to repeating that. Which is a beautiful gift and a beautiful journey of self-discovery. So I feel that the Lovers card is here for some of you who in your beloved relationships now that are either in development or coming into more wholeness, fullness in the present. You're on a much better foundation when it comes to beloved relationship. You have so much more of yourself to offer, and your partner is, beyond delighted. They don't have a language for how they feel about the love that you are and the love that you bring and the celebration that you share with one another. Really sweet. So next card. Wow, one reversal, Seven of Swords, and what a great card to have in reverse. Sevens in tarot, they're all about heaven touching earth. And this particular card has a lot to say about how we rob ourselves of joy. This card is called the Thief, and it usually shows someone making off with some of the swords. They do leave some behind, but they do take the lion's share. No pun intended, but that's cute. They do take the lion's share of the swords, and they're running off with them. So I don't want to limit the meaning of this card, because it's not necessarily about losing material things. It's more about the energetic cost of investing in life experience and circumstances where there is no reciprocation. Now, again, I'm going to go back and say, you don't give to get. That's not how Leos operate. They just give because they're joyful. And it's in their nature to do so. And when, again, that becomes a void for you, Leo leaves. And I love that the card's in reverse, because this card is saying those days are over. You are investing in yourself. Maybe at one time over here in your Five of Cups, you were a little too much outside of yourself when it came to relationship. In other words, you were feeling more fulfillment by being in connection with someone than you were feeling fulfillment for being in connection with yourself. And you have since corrected that. And as a result, all of your relationships have improved tremendously. And you do not feel robbed of your own joy by looking outside yourself anymore. You don't have to grab, you don't have to grasp, you don't have to pull at all to receive. You've learned how to allow. And the allowing starts over here with the Wheel of Fortune, by allowing yourself to be in the beautiful divine flow of all that is, and being in acceptance for what the universe wants to drop on your foundation, which is almost always much more beautiful than you ever dreamed it in the first place. So it does bring the wow factor, like I said earlier, a wish fulfilled, a dream comes true. 10 of Cups 2 times over, the celebration on the 3 of Cups, and knowing that you can move forward from this 10 of Swords type of situation, 5 of Cups, and that you've gone deep in this quest, this journey off the Hermit, and made new choices and decisions for yourself, so that the scenario of the 7 of Swords does not become your future. There it is, Leo. Thank you so much for watching. Happy April 2020. Make the best of it. Make the most of it. Do watch your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus videos. Certainly check out the daily messages. And leave a comment here on the channel if it's in your heart to do so. Peace, love, joy, heartfelt blessings to each and every one of you. Namaste, and bye for now.